Hello, my friends. Today's date is March the 7th, and this is a reading for you if this is your birth date. This is a four-card pull for the year, a general energy card for the year, something that might be sustained or something that might come in to pop it open, then a particular challenge you might face this year, and then an action you can take to stay in balance, and an outcome or synopsis card. This is the general energy card of the year, and it is Aletheia. And Aletheia is a reference to truth, to that sense of when truth is spoken, the air clears. It's immediately recognized, and facts and figures don't really matter because the truth feels true and correct and honest, and something that has been concealed might have been revealed and needs to be honored for the power of it and the strength of it and the security of it and the truth in it. And there is a release and an openness that allows one, when one speaks the truth, to come fully into themselves again, to come fully into their authenticity again, to come fully into their trust again. So this is a year of talking about doing an act of truth. Maybe it's revealing something. Maybe it's stepping up towards something that makes sense and needs to be talked about and honestly shared. But there's a sense of being able to open portals and open doors and find honesty and live with clarity and live with a certain better sense of dedication and authority. So this is the question about truth and the question about, um, you know, what is truth? And truth will always lead to a new question and a new truth to follow. So, it's that bigger picture of what is truth and what really matters to us, and what do we want to hide out of a sense of fear versus what do we want to share out of a sense of hope and trust that something better will come of it than what we are experiencing right now. So this is your particular challenge, Six of Wands. This is something about sixes are about heart centered communions. Wands are about fire and inspiration. Six of Wands are about coming together in some kind of group or philosophy or communion or a place where one's fire will, what one will do, is respected among a group of people who are of like mind or at least of like power emphasis, um, and wish to accomplish a lot of the same things. Now, on some level, maybe there's some uh, delusion happening here. Maybe there's some gaslighting happening here. Maybe there's some uh, downright hypocrisy openly happening here. And there's a sense of maybe not feeling like you adhere to uh, not necessarily the philosophy, but the way the philosophy is undertaken by others, or even possibly by yourself, that you don't like yourself in the way that you're pursuing something. But more than likely, this feels like outside of you, and you wishing to say something to uh, a group or one other person or a group or a society or a church or an organization about what you think is the truth and about what you think is the honest piece and about what you think is the thing that holds integrity and doesn't live in a sense of hypocrisy. And it's that internal fight about how much do you share, how much do you step forward. It will certainly probably create waves of heat, fire. It'll certainly probably create waves of change. It'll certainly probably create waves, and heat and fire. most likely, because it is wands, it is inspirations, it is the will, it is the anger, it is the fire, it is the passion. So a question about where you're putting your passion and how much passion you're giving to something that might not feel as true to you as you wish it did. Maybe the philosophies hold, but the adherents don't hold. Maybe the philosophies no longer hold, and there's a great change of what is truth and what is important and what is honest movement forward that you wish to embark upon. So here's the action to take: bat. And bat is often for me the sense of going into retreat, going into uh, hanging upside down like a bat, letting the blood flush to your head, shutting your head off, letting the blood, flush from their body down into your head, cleansing yourself, getting a different outlook on life. If you're looking upside down at things, you're looking out from a different way. The other aspect of bat is this is a time of rebirth, and hanging upside down can have a replication of being in a birth canal and waiting to come out of the darkness, to be born into a new light, into a new sense of oneself. So there's an asking for you to trust that you're in a time of rebirth. You're in a time of looking at things in a new way. You're in a time of hang upside down and see what you can see from a different view, from a different angle. Break out of the containment, the box that you're in, and look wider and listen to truth from a wider place, and listen to the honesty within your own soul. But you have to go into retreat, meaning go to the woods, go to a retreat, go to a meditation, go to a hot tub, go do some exercise, but shut off your mind and shut off your passion. Shut off your mind and shut off your passion. Ease your passion down. Shut your mind down. Listen to things that enchant and pull at your heart and your emotional calm, and allow yourself to find a place of peace. Allow yourself to find a place of peace so you can really listen to yourself and your absolute truth that sits at the bottom of you, which is both emotionally and mentally based, which is both heart and emotions based, which is your entire cycle based, your entire chakra system based. The center of yourself is all of these things that meet in your heart. So if you're not meeting at your heart right now, the bat says, go on retreat to find your heart again. Find your heart again. Listen for your heart. What does your heart say? Not your head, not your will that wants to define itself and have, ego definition and fame and glory and power, but your heart. The thing that sits in the center of all this, that regulates it all, that finds room for forgiveness and compassion and joy and play, and not just push and drive and pain and fear and anger. Go to your heart. There's a bat cave in the center of your heart that says, climb into me. Shut out the world and climb into me, and listen to this beautiful heart beating inside. Listen to this beautiful heart being inside, and be still and listen quietly and hear what your heart's truth says it wants to do and wants to believe and wants to say. And from that place does the outcome card. You're stepping into a new role for yourself. One, I think, that is more about seeking truth and justice. One that I think is more about seeking creativity and connectivity and co-creation, in the remembrance that you are God and that each of us are God in our own power, in our own right. And then when we act from our soul's beauty and our soul's clarity and our soul's love and our sense of our creative connection to each of us, then are we righteous. Then are we holy, then are we sacred, because we register that each of us are sacred and that each of us has a right to be here and to aspire in our lives and be supported through our needs and to grow in humanity. Ahom Blessed be.